Now we're gonna go through our lateral acceleration. So to begin, we're gonna do the same thing we did with our linear. We're gonna get the central nervous system prepped and primed. So Aaron's gonna lead us through this. We're gonna do a double leg lateral line hop right now. So we're gonna do about 20 seconds worth. Here, ready, go. Back and forth, get the blood flow pumping, get the heart rate up. Good, done there, nice job. Now from here, we're gonna go right into our ankle mobility, but we're gonna change this up a little bit. So Erin's gonna come down, she's gonna keep this knee straight ahead. She's gonna take that foot and angle it at 45 degrees or so. She's gonna do the same thing we did on the linear. She's gonna rock back and forth, driving her heel down into the ground, taking her knee out as far as she can over the toes. And we're gonna move back and forth. We're gonna perform 8 of those on each leg. Now, once we're done with that, we're gonna go right into our arm action here. So, she's gonna stay down in a half kneeling position, nice tall posture. She's gonna get her hands up, and when we go, she's gonna slide them back and go back and forth here. Say, go, 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 go. We're gonna do that about 6 to 8 times. Right in here, we're gonna get our half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Same thing again, nice tall posture. Dig the back toe down into the ground, 90-degree angle at both the knees. She's gonna squeeze the back side of the leg that's down, getting a nice stretch on her hip flexor on the front side. So from here, she's gonna stand on up, and we're gonna go into a lateral squat. So this is a lateral day. We're gonna start moving laterally here. She's gonna set her feet outside of her shoulders, find a position that's comfortable for her here. She's gonna drive the heel down. We're gonna do all 8 to one side, and she's gonna sit down, push her hands out in front of her, give her a little counterbalance, and sit her butt back as far as she can, trying to get her leg down into a 90-degree position at the knee. So we're gonna go back and forth there, and then we'll switch sides. We're gonna go 8 on each side there. We're gonna do up, up, back, back. So I'm gonna have you face that way, and we're gonna go for 20 seconds here. Ready? Go. Just getting dynamic. We want to get that blood pressure. We want to get the blood pumping, so we want to get some tissue work. That's great. So we'll do about 20 seconds worth of that. Now, I'm going to have Erin lay back down. She's going to lead us through a single leg hip lift here. All right? We're going to plant the left foot down on the ground. I'm sorry, let's plant the right foot. Heel down in the ground. She's going to pull this knee in toward her chest. Nice and easy. She's going to raise her hips up to the ceiling and get moving there. So nice and easy. We're going to go up and down. We're going to do 8 of those on each leg. If this is difficult for one of your athletes, what we can do is we can put both feet down at a 90-degree angle there and do a double leg hip lift. So she'll take that up and down, and we're going to do about 8 of those. So from that, we're going to have Erin stay on her back. What she's going to do now, I'm going to have you scoot forward just a little bit. What she's going to do now is a scapular floor slide. So this is great for the shoulders. So here, she's going to push her low back in the ground. She's going to keep her knees at 90 degrees, low back down here. Her elbows and the backs of her hands are going to stay pressed into the ground. She's going to reach up over her head, taking a deep breath in and blowing it out as she reaches her hands up, and then she's going to pull her hands back down. We're going to go through 8 of these. So nice and easy, she's going to press it up, blow that breath out, and she's going to take that up as high as you can. Now, we really want to make sure that we drive this elbow and the hand, the back of the hand, into the ground to help work that scapular mobility. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a cat camel. Erin's going to get in a quadruped position on all 4s, hands underneath her shoulders, knees are underneath of her hips here. What she's going to do is she's going to rotate here in her back. She's going to go arch up, big arch up like a cat, and then she's going to go down and drop her hips back like a camel. So as she comes up, her chin's gonna come up, and as she raises her back, her chin is gonna tuck down toward her sternum. So here, up and easy, we're gonna do that 8 times. We're gonna rotate up and down, nice and easy. Get that hip moving, get the shoulders moving. We're gonna work there. So once we do that, we're gonna stand back up. Now, we're gonna do some tuck jumps. All right, tuck jumps are really important. Another central nervous system prep. She's gonna put her hands out in front of her. Now what she's going to do is repeatedly jump in the same place. We're going to try to put the feet right back down. Knees do not come together, and we're going to try to raise our knees up to 90 degrees. So we're going to do this for about 20 seconds. Ready? Go. Good. Nice job. So we'll do that for about 20 seconds. After that, we're gonna go into a couple of our single leg postures. We're gonna do a single leg deadlift body weight. So Erin's gonna plant her left foot down into the ground. She's gonna have a slight knee bend on that left side. Now, as she goes down, she's gonna reach her arms out forward, and she's gonna stay strong, head to heel, strong as steel on that back leg side. So she's gonna reach on out here. Good. Nice and easy, and then we'll do 8 of those on each side. We'll flip around and do the other leg as well. Now we're gonna go into a kickstand scoop. So she's gonna kick her left leg out in front of her. She's gonna have a bend in her right knee. Now she's gonna reach down and try to rake the turf or rake the ground here. Nice and easy, get a stretch on that hamstring, move there. Good. And we're gonna go through again, 8 of those on each side. Now, from there, we're gonna do a quad pull. So she's gonna get in a nice tall position here. She's gonna bring her right foot and she's gonna pull it up behind her and try to get that heel toward her butt. She's gonna stay nice and tall at first. And if she can hold that position, she's gonna reach down and try to touch her toe here. Good. Come on back up. Nice and tall. Let's go ahead and do that again. Same thing. Reach. And down. Good. So that is our quad. Now we're gonna begin our band work. So we're gonna start by having Erin take this band and she's gonna put it around her feet. We're gonna do some hip flexor work, but we're gonna be in a standing position this time. So Erin's gonna wrap that around her feet. She's gonna plant one foot down into the ground. She's gonna drive the opposite side knee to the ceiling along with her shoelaces. She's gonna alternate this, doing a little bit of a march. We wanna control this, trying not to sway side to side. Nice and tall, bring that knee up and toe up as high as you can. We're gonna do 8 of those on each side. From there, we're gonna take the band and we're gonna wrap it around her knee. We're gonna begin our plyometric preparation. So we use the band around at the knee at the beginning to make sure that we give the feedback. We don't want the knees to go into a valgus or a collapsed position. This is really important. We also want to make sure the feet stay around shoulder width here. So we're going to start with a snap down. So a little feedback here. I'm going to say set. Erin's going to get up and then she's going to snap down into an athletic position, which is also our landing position for bilateral jump. Set, go. Set, go. Set, go. Set, go. Nice job. So from here, we're gonna add in a little bit of rotation. Since it's a lateral day, Erin's gonna practice jumping to a rotational position. So she's gonna begin here. I'm gonna give her a cue. She's gonna jump and rotate 90 degrees and land. She's gonna make sure that her knees don't go into a valgus position. Her feet land softly, they land evenly at the same time, and they land in a parallel position, okay? So, we're gonna start here. Set, go. Set, go. Bring it back, nice job. Set, go. Let's do one more. Set, go. Right there, nice job. You can see her feet landed in the same position each time. Her knees were out. She did a great job of jumping and landing there. Now we're gonna get into our dynamic portion of the warm-up. Erin's gonna lead us through march and skip and karaoke. So what we're gonna do is she's gonna start marching in place, knees up to the ceiling, shoelaces high, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she's gonna skip 15, knees up, driving them up. Nice job there, nice and high. We're gonna get about 15 skips in, and then she's gonna go into a karaoke. So you can go into as much distance as you have available to you. Lateral movements here. So Erin is gonna do our step replace. So get into a shuffle position athletically. So we're gonna move to the side, step, and replace. So she's gonna push off her right leg, stay low in the tunnel. She's gonna push off, go side to side, and then she's gonna bring it back. So make sure her feet don't come together, step on out and bring it back. Push off the outside leg. Nice job there. From here, she's gonna go right into a push recover, so making it a little more dynamic. So she's gonna push, recover, push, push, and bring it back the other way. Here we go, push. Nice job. So from here, we're gonna go right into a shuffle. So we're progressing up to the shuffle here. So she's gonna do a speed shuffle for 5 yards and come on back. Set, go. Great, nice job. So now we're gonna go through our sway lean. This is really important because as we cut laterally, it's really important to make sure that we take the right angles so we don't get hurt. This is gonna protect the knee and keep us from getting in a position where we're gonna have problems. So Erin's gonna lead us through this. We're gonna get into an athletic position. As you can see, she's gonna lean to the side here, and then she's gonna sway back. We're gonna practice that. Now, she's not gonna lock out that back knee. What's gonna happen is that she sways here. You can see that her hip is inside her knee, which is inside her toe. This is important. When we cut to the side, we wanna make sure that we get into this position. You can stand on up. So that way, we don't find ourselves with a locked leg position, and then we have an issue with our ACL there, and we also don't get into a position where our knee collapses down, and then it leaves us vulnerable to another scenario where an ACL could be an issue. So the sway lean is super important. That's how we stop and move in a shuffle position. Set, go. Okay. Set, go. Set, go. Now we're going to get into some reactive shuffling. This is a great drill. You can do it a couple of different ways. One, you can have two teammates go together and have one person lead the drill, shuffling from side to side and making the other teammate mirror them. So you can do that, or you can have a coach-led scenario like this where we're going to direct Erin where to go and make her be reactive in her shuffling. All right, so here we go. Go! Back! Go! Back! Go! Nice job. Being reactive is super important in sport. We want to make sure that we practice it after we have all of our patterns locked into place. Now we're going to get into a hip turn to shuffle. So we're going to have Erin start to chop her feet. We're going to give her some directions to go to rotate her hips, and then we're going to go into a shuffle. So let's get your feet chopping. Go. Right, left, right, left, go.